Right. So, yeah, I'm back. So this is the experimental project that I tend to, experiment a bit and see how it goes. Yeah. So there will be a very short stream, approximately, I think maybe 20 to 30 minutes. 30 minutes at most, right? Let's try things out. Okay. So let me check. A very short string, approximately. Let's try things out by doing something like this. So I'd like to recheck the dots. Right. Good. So everything seems good. Hopefully, get start streaming. So, by the way, I add all this link of my current updating thingy to the chat. If you're interested, you can check it out. All right, do check it out. I think it's like a Black Friday, something like that. Some sort of sales going on. All right, so let's go. So let's get started. So the tool I'm using is a open source interactive tool that's called Twine. As the name suggests, it's kind of mysterious and very powerful. Because this is a specific tool that used to write interactive novels. And you know what? I'm going to experiment with this. And you know what? We're going to build our whole story. Immersive language learning story on it. And this is the project that I've been pushing to multiple languages. So not only Chinese, but also Japanese and English. So hopefully this is a good narrative experiment and help you to get a fuller immersive experience. All right. So without further ado, let's get started. So first, I'm going to create a completely new story. That story will be our immersive Chinese. Okay, so create, and let's get started. So this will be, when you first come to this world, right? When you first come to this world, you're being born, right? So let's start there. Start at the very, very first beginning of when you're being born. So here, the untitled passage, I think we can rename this untitled passage. Okay, so let's just rename this editor preference. I think we can rename it here. Okay, 你出生了. Okay, so here is the interesting part. You're going to learn just native Chinese, okay? Just the born Chinese, okay? So yeah, you start with 你出生了. Alright? So 你出生了. By the way, if you do not have see my pinyin sections, I'm going to give you the pinyin in all this. But here's the thing. We're going to build our story based on our what we already learned, okay? And we're going to add more and more options as you master more things, okay? So let's start with the very basic, right? And of course, I'm going to expand a lot of things, okay? So 你出生了. 你出生了. Alright? So that means that you were born. Okay? And I want to quickly showcase how it goes. Right? So when I finish with this, I can go through this review process. And of course, I'm going to give that to you so you can review this yourself. All right. So if I want this, I can just simply build and play. All right. So when I play this, it will open a like a website. So basically, it's like a just like quickly render and hosting a web page on here, right? So you can actually see 你出生了，你出生了, right? You can actually see everything that's going on, and of course, even though I get the correct 你, but it seems that it can't be rendered pretty beautifully. Okay, so if you look at here, if I zoom in, you can actually see this 你. I done this correctly, but it can't be rendered perfectly. But I'm going to pronounce it. I'm going to like go through all this in a very like a detailed way, so you can rest assured. Okay, as long as you listen carefully. And by the way, if you will like listen to the audio version, as well as listen carefully, I'm going to repeat. I'm going to start slow, and you're going to get it. Okay, so yeah, doesn't really matter about the final render, because you can always see the correct version here, and you can see the process of me making it. Alright, so yeah, let's continue. Right, so basically, by the way, stop recording now. So basically, that's how I basically like envision this. Okay, I adding things and adding things and adding more things. So for example, I write this 你出生了, and then I can add what was the thing that after 你出生了 and all that. Okay, so basically adding things up. Right, so yeah, let's continue. It'll be fun. I think it's things like nobody's done this before. I'm gonna do this experiment. Okay, so yeah. I am going to adding a here, right? So I'm going to add a new slide. Okay, I'm going to in fact I'm going to add multiple slides, because I think that's more efficient. Just copy and paste tons of slides. Right, so I think that's more efficient, huh? That's more efficient. So yeah, let's just get this. All right. Let me just drink some water. Okay. Maybe more. Alright, so let's look at this word, 出生. Right? So 出生 is like the first thing that you experience into this word, right? 出生. So 出 is like this. 生 like this. ooh. And by the way, if you know the new word, I'm going to add pinyin to it. Then you can type it yourself. Even though I write things, okay, but I also write the pinyin. And then if you are too afraid to write the characters, you're just using pinyin. All right, as long as you get that feeling, you know how to speak and you know, listen to it. That's okay, right? So 出 卷舌啊 出 right, and then 生 not sen, right, 生 后鼻音 eng, right? 出生 and all that is a flat 出生 right? I'm going to make it more flat so it won't be confusing 出生 right? So this is a typical HSK level 2 level. So that means to be born, okay? We use that to describe a birth of a person or a birth of, say, an animal or a region of something, okay? So if you think about the words, 出 is like 出入, right? 出口, right? 出口, okay? 口 are all u, right? So 出口 is like the door, the mouth, right? So 出口 is like exit. So 出口 that means when you want to get out. 出 is like out. 出去 right? That means get out. 出去 right? 出去 出去 yeah, remember the old days when the teacher is so strict and if some like naughty kids behave not well in a class, right? The teacher will say like 滚出去 it's like when you roll outside, okay? So it's like express really angry. So it's like 滚出去 right? 滚出去 滚出去 That's like rolling all the way to outside. 出去 出 outside 出去 okay? So 出 is like to exit, to be born, right? And 生 is also very important because it's being live. 生相对来说 is like 生 is like alive. 死 is like death, okay? So 出生 is literally means to get out and be born, okay? And be alive, not be dead, but you get out of your mother and be alive, okay? So 出生, alright? That's the first thing every human experiences, like being born, right? And yeah, that's the 出生 word. So let's actually use this language, use it 出生. Okay. So for example, I was born in China. Okay. This is a typical explanation of 我出生了, right? I was born in China. 我 that's me. 我在 that means I'm at. Okay. 我在中国 China, the center kingdom, right? China, center country, right? Center kingdom. 出生 exit, get out, right? 生 being alive, get out, be alive, right? So 我在中国 going up 国 are all you, right? 我在中国出生出生我在中国出生 I am at, right? Born in China, to be honest. This is like 在 is like at a certain place, but I think in English like born in China, right? 中国 China, 中 center, right? 国 is like 国家, it's like country, right? Center kingdom, right? 出生 exit, 生 is like being alive, exit and alive. 我在中国出生 I was born in China, okay? And 出生 can also like say I was born in a certain time, okay? So for example, 他 he, right? 他出生 he was born, right? He was born in certain year, right? 他出生于 for example, like I don't know, 1990s, golden age, right? So 1990s. 他出生于1995年，right 1990年 ，OK 90年 ，sorry 不是95年。Of course you can change that to 95 doesn't really matter, OK 他出生于1990年 ，OK he was born he right 出生 alright they said that so 于 is called 于他出生于 is like in okay in 1990s okay really thankful. You can also say that 出生于什么什么家庭 is a very common thing to say if you are like watching some documentary, right? When they introduce certain person, that the person most of the time is like someone great, right? And they got the like great education of their family. The families are like musicians and I don't know, translators and engineer, all that. So it's like a kind of family. Okay. So for example, let me just give you this as a bonus. Okay. So for example, 男他. Then we are going to try this 女他, right? It's also pronounced 他, but it's a 女他 because we got this 女偏旁, right? It's a left side. The girl, the female, 女, right? 女, right? So it's like a female. So 女她, right? 她出生. We can say that she was born into a music family. Right? I love music. She 出生在一个音乐家庭. Okay, this is a very professional way of saying it, right? 她 she 出生 we already said 出生 exit and be alive 在 okay, that's like into, right? At a certain place 在这儿 at this place, right? So 在一个 okay 一个 okay 一个 so basically this is like common practice to change the tongue a little bit, not 一个 but rather 一个 because if you think about it, if you just 一个 that's pretty flat, okay? So I don't want to bother you with all this like a grammar jargon, but I just tell you how native Chinese think about, 一个 why it's called 一个 right? Just feels right and feels more wavy, undulating sound rather than pretty flat sound, right? So 他出生在一个什么呢？一个音乐家庭 ，music 音乐 ，in right? In is like the sound. 乐音乐 right? R-O 225 so 音乐 okay? Why I'm like making the I'm going to make it capitalize it, okay? It doesn't really matter. Okay, 音乐 in is like the sound 什么声音 right? 什么声音 If you think about it, it's interesting. Not 声音 no, okay? 什么声音声音的声 the sound It's like this, okay? 什么声音声音什么声音 okay? 声 is like the vocal sound, right? In is like just some sound, okay? Or music in a sense. 声音 just like general say about sound, general indication of sound. 声音 right? 什么声音 What sound is it? Okay? Did you hear that? What sound is it? Right? 乐 is like we can get a certain meaning in traditional Chinese like happy, right? Being happy. But this specifically is about the music. And if you think about it, it actually makes sense because the music made us happy. So 音乐 okay? So that music. 音乐家庭 So if you translate that, that's like a music family. So I think you can just change it a little bit, like a musical family. 音乐家庭，家鸡呀家庭，家庭 right? Going up 家庭，家 is like the home, like home, not house. You can't say it's a house, but I think it's more got the belonging, the warmness, the fuzziness, the coziness to the, so it's a 家 right? It's a 家和万事兴 right? The family is good and everything is good, right? 庭 is like the garden, right? So 家庭 is like come on, it's kind of interesting, like a home with a garden, right? 家庭 but 家庭 if you put it together, it's just a expression in Chinese, is like the family, okay? 她出生在一个音乐家庭, that means she was born into a musical family, alright? As simple as that. Okay. What about that? Ooh, that's good. So we got this experimental piece down, right? And 你出生了, right? So yeah, I think that's good. That's good. I'm still wondering, can I get the explanation out, or I just leave it here? Okay, I'm still wondering. Okay, I'm going to add a tiny little bit, and then I'm going to continue. Maybe hopefully a few hours later, if I got like other things, I may not be able to continue to stream. So yeah, unfortunately, I got just got too much of the project that I can manage, and yeah, so it doesn't really matter. I still want to finish this by adding just one more video, because I want to show you folks something, because you might ask why the reason using Twine, because Twine is interactive. Okay, so let's go back. 你出生了, you were born, right? You're born into this world. 你出生了, you were born, but you have to do something, right? It's an interactive story, so you have to do something. So I think you can do, come on, baby, right? Baby into this world. Baby is like a crying, right? So cry. So let's write the cry. So cry, baby, cry. I'm gonna say cry, cool, right? So let's do that. Cool, right? Cool, cry. And I think cry is the most interesting and meaningful human emotions and expressions. And yeah, that's the first thing that's when you get into this world and you do, okay? And I want to show something why this is interesting, because immersive and interactive. Because once you cry, you double click, you got this, okay? I can close the previous one, okay? Cool, okay? And yeah, then we enter into a section of cool, okay? We can add more things to cool. So let's think about this. Cool is a cry, right? and we can say you know, you can like a 哇哇大哭, right? You can 哭着 do something, right? Or you can 哭的 and you can add adjective, right? So it's a very widely used, wide spoken and pretty expressive word. You can say you know, 他哭得很伤心, right? He's like crying really badly, like heartbroken. Really useful. Okay, so we're going to continue to add more things to the 哭 here. Okay, now let's think about this. 哭一般来说, right? Normally, kiss is like 哇哇大哭. Okay, right? So let me just type it here. 哭, especially for kids, is 哇哇哇. So 哇哇大哭, okay? It's not 小哭, right? It's a 大哭, okay? 哇哇大哭. And I am going to give you the pinyin version, so you guys can know how to pronounce. So 哇哇大哭. 哇哇 is like wow, wow. Just imagine the kids, right? Not the kids, it's like infants being born and they do cry, right? Like really aggressively. Wow, wow, 大哭. Alright? So, I want you to quickly check this, because that's how you're going to review all these things that I mentioned in the video. Okay, so you can play, and then you're going to experience something like this. 你出生了. This is the Chinese, unabridged Chinese version, right? Just a pure character, just like the adult Chinese read things without pinyin. Pinyin is like a help, okay? So here, 你, right? Remember, this is a little bit not correct, because this should be above it, and yeah, we did that correctly. It's just not rendered correctly, so you have to be aware of that. So it's here, 你, and then going down, right? 你出生了. And then you can 哭, right? So you can do something, and this you click, and then 哇哇大哭, right? So 哇哇大哭. That's wow, wow, and a big cry. And then you can go back to here. Okay, we got our first loop of interactive immersive Chinese learning experience, and yeah, let's explain more about 哭. Right, so I think that works pretty well, and yeah, so yeah, I think that's a very good format. I'm going to add this as well to the daily streaming. Hopefully, I can do that daily. Okay, I will make time for you folks, and yeah. So don't forget, if you're still there, subscribe to my channel, right? And I leave all the link of my. You know, I'm pretty versatile, man. I got all sort of bootcamps and all that, you know, amazing art things that I did in my spare time, and you can check it out, okay? And I got a meeting coming up, so hopefully we can, you know, see you a few hours later if I'm free. If some urgent things that I've got to do, I may not be able to stream, and yeah, but hopefully I'll do that the first thing in the morning. You know what? Sometimes I get up really early in order to do a little bit of stream and then go to work. Yeah. So yeah. See you.